Hi, I'm Abbe Westerlund, and I'm here to talk to you about how we broke the rules of projection in Eurovision Song Contest 2013. We were asked a question on how to make a projection on a 40 by 8 meter wall. We were also asked a question if we would have an instrument that could actually compete with 500 plus moving lights of high brightness type. How did we manage to make this happen? We very early realized we had to break the rules of projection, the standard rules that you teach everyone who starts with projection very early. So we decided that we would go ahead and try to do it. So we selected a partner, we selected a team, and we decided that we would have a good team and knowledge about projection in general to actually solve this. We realized that we had HDQ 2K40, who was one of the contenders for the job, was actually the perfect candidate because of its format. Projecting 8 meters high could not be accomplished from the spaces available without turning the projectors on the side. One very important thing for the production was that with Barcode Link we could connect all the projectors in the event with a single coax instead of using fiber link solutions. Fiber link solutions have a tendency to cause problems in the production, whereas BNC and coaxial connections are very robust and fast and cheap to work with. We also realized that if we had fulsome scalar capabilities, which we have in the Encore system and inside the HDQ new electronics, we could actually make an upscale of the wall happen without too much of a quality problem. So we did break a lot of projection rules. What is the first rule? The first rule is be on axis and fully planar to a fully planar screen. So we didn't have that at all. We had a 3D surface who was curved and leaning towards us. The tools we used was the new warp inside the HD electronics, as well as the keystoning, who is also a part of the new electronics for the HDQ, HDF and HDX. To be able to reach all the way up to the 8 meter limit, we had to angle the projectors. So the projectors would naturally be off-axis projecting and hence also have a rather high keystoning factor that we needed to correct. Rule number 2, project as straight as and as format true as possible. So we didn't do that. We projected an arbitrary format created by the wall, and we shot off-axis from the underside of the wall. The format that we had designed with the wall itself that we were projecting on also was rather high in resolution. That becomes a really big problem when you create content. So we had to upscale a 3x HD content size into the native format of the screen. To do that, we would have to have free format distortion, so we could turn a 16 by 9 into a 9 by 16 format, and also a flexible image shift. We would use the standard timing of the HDQ to pick out the part of the image that we wanted, and also format distort the whole incoming image to a part of the big wall. Rule number 3, longer throws are better, shorter are problem. So what did we end up with? We ended up with very short throws. Actually the shortest throws that's available for the HDQ platform, which is a 1.1 lens. While the 1.1 lens was actually very easy to calculate after, it still has a tendency to go wild very quickly when you angle the projector. We also had limited space. We could not position the projectors where they would ideally be positioned towards the wall. We had to put them in the space available from the stage. At a certain moment, we were discussing to have mirrors to shoot on the wall, but in the end, we realized that putting the projectors on a 1.6 meter high pedestal and leaning them 15 degrees towards the wall was actually the best solution. One of the important factors of the HDQ is that it can be freely rotated in its position, so it can make a portrait, and it can also be angled in various degrees to accommodate a off-axis projection like this. We also depended on the Barco lens calculator to recalculate many of the questions that came back from the scenographers when they were trying to make the stage fit together well in the camera shots with the wall. Rule number 4, do not project from more than one angle. So when you're adding pixel space sideways in a widescreen, you normally do that with your projectors side by side. They have the same angle and the same distance with the same lens towards the wall. In this case, it wasn't possible. So we had to come up with a solution where we could actually make them come together as one big image. What did we actually do? We had 13 unique angles. We had 2 main angles more than 45 degrees apart. We have 7 middle projectors and 6 side projectors. The middle was standing on the floor, and the side projectors were standing from the floor and the truss. So none of them had the exact same vertical and horizontal angles. Very important to deal with this is the adjustable frame in the HDQ, as well as calculations, experience, a good hunch, and a fixed plans, and lots of patience. Rule number 5, stay native to the projectors. So we had 13 projectors wide in portrait mode, and to deal with this, we introduced the Encore to the setup. The Encore was doing a 5 times wide blend vertical stack. So each of the projectors had 1/3 of a VP represented as the full DMD size. From the hypnotizer servers, we had 4 feeds going into the system. These 4 feeds were overlaid between the 4 feeds, but the overlay between the projectors were supplied by the Encore. These 4 feeds were then also mapped onto the content, who was 3 HD feeds wide. So a 3 goes into 4, goes into 5, goes into 13. If you look into the PowerPoint presentation, which is available on the Barco website, you can in detail see how we did the upscale happen between these 4 steps. So, rule number 6, keep it simple, stupid. Well, it wasn't exactly simple. So what did we do in the end? We did a 13 wide portrait blend. We do 2 angles of projection. We did heavy off-axis projection 15 to 20 degrees. We had a 3D shaped wall, and curved and angled. We had 3 HD system native resolution, upscaled to 4 overlay rotated image outputs. We try to help you the best we can, like we helped the partner Eurovision Song Contest 2013 production, as well as our partner in supply, which was MediaTek. But we also prove that we can help you break the rules.